The first step is to set up a new project. It's always my least favorite part of any tutorial, so I'm going to try to take you through it as quickly as possible so we can get started actually building some interesting stuff. To follow along this tutorial series, you will need Unreal Engine, 2 plugins, and an asset pack that you can get from the internet. Let's have a look at the plugins first. The first plugin that we'll be using is called Paper2D. That's already included in the Unreal Engine installation, so you don't really have to do anything about it. We will just check in a little bit that it's enabled. The other one, however, we have to get from the Fab Marketplace. It's called PaperZD, and it's super quick and easy to get it. So first, I want you to navigate, once you have the Epic Games Launcher open, into the Fab tab in the left menu over here, and in the search bar just type in PaperZD. When you press enter, a bunch of results will come up, but the one that we're interested in is this tool and plugin by Critical Failure Studio. So click on that and make sure to add it to your library. I have already added it to my library, but if you haven't done that yet, just follow the process that you can find over here. Once you have added PaperZD to your library, now we need to add it to the installation of Unreal Engine that we have available. So I want you to navigate back into the Unreal Engine tab, and in the top menu, go to Library. And if you scroll down a little bit, among the installed assets and plugins, you will find PaperZD. So you want to click the big yellow button that says Install to Engine. That's going to prompt you to choose the version if you have multiple of them. Of course, I have already installed it, so it's warning me that I can't really install it anywhere else, but you should be able to choose your Unreal Engine version, and I suggest you use the most recent one. Once it is installed, just launch Unreal Engine. In Unreal Engine, I want you to click New Project, because we're going to be starting from scratch, so choose the blank template and leave everything else as is. And you can name it something like My First 2D Game. And click Create. Alright, once your editor loads up, I want you to go to Edit and Plugins. And here we will make sure that all the necessary plugins are actually enabled. So type in Paper. And that's going to bring up both of the plugins that we will need for our project. So the first one, as I mentioned, is Paper2D. It was already included, so this should be checked. If not, just make sure to check it and do the same for PaperZD. The editor is going to prompt you that you must restart Unreal Editor. That's fine, so just click Restart now. All right, fantastic. Now we're back, so I can close this plugin menu, and I'm gonna open the content drawer either by clicking in the lower left corner or pressing Ctrl and space. I want to create a new folder so we can organize our files properly. So I want to call it something like 2D assets. I want to open this folder, and now we're gonna import the 2D assets that we're gonna be using to create our characters, our levels, etc. To get the assets, I want you to navigate to the first link in the description below this video, which takes you to this Brackeys Platformer bundle, which is a bundle of free assets that we'll be using throughout this tutorial. Click the orange download now, and here either you can tip the author or you can just say no thanks, take me to the downloads. Either way, save the file to your computer. And once you have saved the file and unzipped it in your computer, if you navigate to the folder, we're interested in the sprites folder. And here we're interested in the coin, knight, and world tile set files. And I want you to drag them over to the folder in Unreal Engine that we have just created. You can do that by literally just dragging them over to the folder like this. The very first thing that I want you to do before we forget it is select all of them, right click, and go to Sprite Actions and apply Paper2D texture settings, which updates the textures so they are ready to be used in our 2D game. Otherwise, some of them could be a little bit blurry, broken, etc. All right, so that's all when it comes to the boring setup before we can actually start building our game. One final point, just make sure to save everything. So either click File, Save All, or Ctrl-Shift-S, just so you don't lose any progress in case you need to close the editor. All right, so that's it. And I'll see you in the next video where we will have a look at the knight texture and we will create our first 2D player character.